joy, I've had it all, had it all. Can I tell you my story? Oh, this is my story. As I tell you my story.
Welcome to the Ian Show, and I am excited. Love is in the air, love is in the air. John Cole, I'm with you here. Wow, that rhymes, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm in the wrong profession.
You should be busting rhymes there with Buster Rhymes.
Welcome to the Ian Show, John.
Thank you. It's been a long time coming.
Long time
Been talking
coming.
about it, and today I'm here.
Yeah, and I've seen you absolutely grow before my eyes. Like, I know I sound like one of those really old aunties, but like, it's real, especially with you because our relationship dates back way back.
Yes.
And I remember you breaking the scenes in dancing and now influencing weddings and doing that whole thing.
Yeah.
And you have reinvented yourself over the years. Who is John Cole in 2024? Tell me, who is that guy?
John Cole is going to be global famous. That's what we're saying. A lot of things we're working on, and obviously it's love, so I got to give love back to the people.
Yeah.
I mean, the people's choreographer. So there's a lot of things coming in 2024, and at the same time, you and I are going to be doing not things.
I'm excited about that. But this is the Ian Show, so let me get into it. Ciao, this word Mjolo, is it like a real word?
It's a real word.
Is it something that I can say on TV? Because I don't know.
You can say it on TV. It's said on the internet. It's said in conversation. It's said everywhere.
Toxic love, is that what it means?
I don't think it is. I think it's love that comes with rules and regulations. Let's call it that. Yeah, because you'll be dating someone, and then you can't call at 8 o'clock after he or she gets home. Or, it's a triangle of love. I mean, it's a lot of things. Whatever you want it to be, it can be.
So it's all that is illegal in love. That's what Mjolo is. Is that what we're saying?
I don't think it's illegal. I think it's legal in terms of love is not legal. Illegal, I mean. It's not illegal.
Right.
Love is, it's just given. It's a human motion. It's human will, free will. But I think people then just find stitches and,
ways of
just make it work.
Entanglements.
I mean, there you go. There's the right word. Entanglements. You know what I mean?
Entanglements.
Yeah, we all can't will it out of existence.
But I remember last year seeing a post of yours on Facebook, and you were talking about the narcissism, about how relationships have become so narcissistic, and a lot of that is promulgated and pushed by women, and how men are feeling like they just are not able, or stifled in relationships, like they're not able to communicate to their spouses or to their loved ones. Tell me, are men being left out there? Like, what's up with men? Because I felt like, okay, there were two sides, and I'll tell you eventually what I thought, but I wanted you to I'm setting up the question for you, but what was that conversation all about when you put it on your Facebook page?
You know what it is? I have friends, right? We have these conversations. As men, we have conversations. Even the boys in this room, we might not know each other fully. Or men just meet. Men really, firstly, we don't even need to know each other's names to hang out. We don't even need to know where you're from, what you do. As long as we're there, we're talking, it is what it is.
You connect.
We connect, you know what I mean? It's like good Wi-Fi. But then what happens when you have these conversations, then people start telling you or having these deep conversations about the relationships, and then you'll find that,
My one.
Right? Because his girlfriend is doing something, his wife is doing something, and, obviously...
Rewind. That sentence is wrong in the first place. His girlfriend is doing something, his wife is doing something. Why is that acceptable with men? Why is that okay?
You see, that's the thing though, right? His girlfriend is doing something. I'm talking about another guy.
Okay. Oh, another guy.
Yeah, I'm talking like different.
I thought it was the same guy.
No, not the same guy.
But tell the truth, that's an acceptable conversation as well.
It could have been an acceptable conversation.
Right.
But you and I the internet will have us, because now we have like different.
Okay.
names.
All right. Let's keep it clean here.
Like why? Why? So here's what I do know, right? Men, sometimes you can't tell the difference if someone is being narcissistic with you and giving you love. And basically they call it love bombing.
Love bombing.
It's called love bombing.
Yo,
Narcissists have what we call love bombing methods, right?
break that down. Like, what does that
So
look
love
like?
bombing is very simple, right?
Right.
It's like, let's call it a drug, right? So love bombing is simple. I come to you, I give you flowers, everything. You know what I mean? It's like I do these things in a very short period of time. So I buy you flowers, chocolate, take you out for dinner, do all these things, cook for you, whatnot, right? Then what happens, because human beings are reliant on another human being, right? You become this dependent. It's a codependency,
Right.
And then once that's created, then the narcissist thing comes out. Sorry, I said that wrong. Narcissist thing comes out very slowly, right? That love bombing then turns into toxicity. So once everything starts happening, right, you get to a point now where if I verbally insult you, you assume, oh, I did something wrong, you know. So because I already showed you a very big portion of love, what's supposed to be love, or what's the image of love, or the illusion of love. So if I come and say, oh, you did this, you be, oh my God, it was my fault. But maybe this person is just angry, or they just want to hurt you, and they
Or expressing their feelings.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So you see it as, oh, I did something wrong. This is why women, they find it hard to leave abusive relationships, because there's that, what if, and there's that codependency, and there's everything happening. Same thing with men. Men love to be loved. With us, we're very simple creatures. Do you know what I mean? Feed us, have sex with us, we're good. Nobody complaining, right? But then women, they take that extreme. So you're love bombed, good morning, sweetie, do this, do that, oh, sweetie, can I wash your clothes, all these things. So now, because you're dependent on that person, they have love bombed you, then they take away all the love. And then what's left is bombs. So everywhere you turn, it's explosives happening. And guess what happens? The comfort is where? In the person that loves you, that you assume loves you. So now you go, and then you go say, oh my God, I'm having a terrible day. And they come back very sweetly, like nothing happened. Oh, I'm so sorry, And then you're like, okay, this person loves me. Back at it again. And they'll repeat it again to you.
A bit confused here, John. And you know what? This is a great time to take a break because I have a lot of questions.
You have
to
a lot
ask.
of questions. Oh.
I have a whole bunch of questions to ask, and we're gonna take a break. But when we come back, I need you to explain to me. So then, why don't men just leave the relationship? But we'll get back to that. We're getting back to that. This is the Ian Show. I am with John Cole. We are talking about love, 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 love. It's the season for love. And we'll be right back on the Ian Show. Welcome back to the Ian Show, and I am with John. John, you were talking about love bombing, and I had to take a woosa at the break, okay? Because I was like, okay, this sounds really familiar, but with guys. So don't you think that the narcissism can be both ways at the end of the day?
Those swing both ways.
Right?
They swing both ways. It happened to a woman, it happened to a man, even children, it happens to children.
To children as well.
In fact, anyone who's a human being, it can happen to you.
So, but in your post, you were really talking about the fact that women do it subconsciously, and it becomes so toxic to men that at some stage, men just don't want to come home. Number one, they don't want to come home. Number two, when they come home, it's almost like, okay, hi, honey, hi, kids, whatever, and I'm going to sleep because the cycle, I mean, I'm traumatized with just listening to that cycle, right? But if I were in it as a guy, I don't know if I'd want to come home.
Yeah.
So men, where are they going? If they're not coming home, where are they going?
Men usually just hang out with other men. Or just like, ever heard the expression that a man gets home and he sits in his car? Most people just assume a man is just doing, no, we're just chilling like, because you've come out of work, you had maybe you have a horrible boss, work was stressful. If you're a self-hustler like ourselves, you got to deal with like different kinds of people. So you come home, and home is peace, right? But if there's no peace at home, then it becomes a whole different situation.
Do you know, my heart breaks when just listening to you, because I really strongly believe that the home should be a piece of sanctity, a place where you have peace. But so imagine your spouse driving in and parking his car and sitting in his car for like 5-10 minutes just trying to get enough energy to walk into the house.
Yeah.
I think there is a serious question around what's happening in households. Now, looking at family structure, what are your comments around in terms of where are they? Because like, where do men talk? Where do men, or what can we do for your sons? Because I know you've got beautiful boys. What do we do for your sons to have that group of men who will be there for them if they need to cry or if they need to? We're gonna come back to the crying bit because I want to know if it's okay for men to cry. But that security.
Yeah. I think when it comes down to, I have conversations with my sons, the most difficult of conversations. And you must have them because children, I'll start with like my kids obviously, they have a different mechanism of dealing with stuff, right? They've got schools, pressure, peer pressure, all these things. You as parents, actually, it starts with us as parents and our parents to be able to say, look, Dad, I'm having a problem. This is what's up, right? And as a parent, if your son or your daughter's in a relationship, you should never side. Understand the situation that's happening. Be logical about the approach. Because obviously as parents, we get emotional about our children. But I've always understood that if someone comes to me with a story, I should think logically about it. Okay, so M did what? What triggered M? Oh, okay, this is what you did. Oh, okay, there you go, my brother. And then if you have a conversation with M, John did this, he came home late, he didn't tell me he was out. Women worry in different manners and forms. And usually there's some men who are just built that they don't like talking, they just get into the house, do their thing and just chill. So usually everything must be approached with logical, right? You have to be very pragmatic about relationships and human beings. We do things out of emotion, right? But when you're dealing with it, you have to deal with it logically, without bringing in emotion. Because once you bring in emotion, it's a biased situation. There's someone on. Like a lot of parents, long time ago, before we actually started getting woke to these situations of men do this, women do that, right? Like you'd go kwana tete. And say, muruma hands but muruma ningato tats. Do you know what I mean? Aningato fry beans zaki. And then the woman gets blamed for it. Right? And then now, instead of saying, no, but can you try and, fix it, the woman gets blamed for it. Or vice versa.
Yeah.
So really, sometimes bringing in a tete is a great idea. If your tetes and your uncles and your parents and whoever it is knows how to deal with that issue logically, this is why we go for therapy and counseling. Because the counselor, they don't know you. So whatever they're seeing on you, whatever situation you're giving them, is based fundamentally on the logic that has to be put across.
And not to say, but and all of that. And so you bring up a really good point in that, it's important to bring those people on board because they're constructive. But I don't even think people want to be on board anymore.
No.
Because there's this essence of, my domestic guy. Because I don't want to be a part of that. So toxic love, there's no one who's really coming in to say, you know what, or making people accountable in marriages. Another big grief for me, it's my personal, thing.
Okay.
Women get my baby shower, my kitchen tea parties, but men, there's nothing that gathers men who are about to get married and says, this is your send-off, and this is how you need to treat a woman in that relationship. And so a bachelor's party is not the same as what women get. And for me, I think there is a conversation that needs to be had around men supporting men in a real way. Not in a bar, not murgo braya nyama, but in a real way where you're saying, John, you know what? This is what I've gone through in my marriage. And maybe you guys don't feel comfortable enough to do that, but we need to get to that point. And that's kind of what I felt in your article. When you were writing about it.
Hard conversation should happen, regardless of, I have had conversations with my friends, and even for me to be even here today as John Cole, the choreographer, I had had conversations with a lot of people. Criticism most people see criticism as negativity. It's not. Someone says, look, John, your choreography is not amazing. Okay, what can I do to make it better? Do you know what I mean? John, this is not working out or whatever. Really, you need to see that someone else, especially so an outsider is coming into the inside, into the fold, they're coming in knowing that that relationship between you two could end, especially with men. You know what I mean? So I get when you say men should have these things. But again, you must remember that we're working with years and layers and layers and layers of tradition that has come from way back into 2023. Where no, so now each side is saying whatever they say. No one is coming to have that conversation. I feel like as lovers, girlfriend, boyfriend, marriage, whatever it is, there has to be a hard conversation. Look, I didn't like what you said to me that time. Oh, I can acknowledge that.
And based on respect as well.
Yeah, also doesn't want
so
to keep
I see that with you. Funny enough, I don't think people know that about you. So people see John Cole. John Cole, he's dancing, he's doing all of this stuff. But I've seen you nurture your own personal relationship over years. And it's not something that you put out there in public. Yeah. But before we go off to break, I just want to say that I really love how you love your family in private. Yeah. And that becomes your sacred ground, and you don't bring that to the fore because it's so important for you.
It's very important for
and in conversations, you've always said, Emily, I'll never bring that. I don't want to bring them to the party because it's not their choice.
Yeah, it's not.
It's your choice to be a public figure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But when we come back, I want to know what John Cole is doing this year. I know you're full of surprises. So this is the Ian Show. I'm with John Cole. And, if you want to dance, he's the guy. But we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Ian Show, and it is all things John Cole. John, I'm excited because, 2024 for me, I think is sizzling for you.
Sizzling?
Am I wrong?
Braying people.
Braying? I don't know about people, but like braying.
No, braying people, it just means you're going to give them good times.
Right?
Good times.
So tell me, what's on your plate? January was big for you. You moved, you did some stuff. Tell me.
Oh, yeah. That was some good stuff. Some legendary stuff.
Legendary
stuff. I loved working on the project. It was nice.
Okay.
Nice. But 2024, releasing some music with my artists, Tamika and Tanya L. They've got songs that we're putting out there. They're going to be bangers. Okay. When Rema says it's another banger, these ones will be like, and the international.
Do you say
level.
Like banger?
Banger.
Okay.
Yeah. If you say banger, it doesn't make sense. We are from Africa.
And
banger. I say banger.
Okay.
It's a banger. People get it.
So it's going to be hot.
Even white people play another banger.
Yes.
they get it, right? So we released some music, very nice music. The beauty of this music also, I wrote the music and produced it.
Awesome.
With none other than Mr. Chiweda. We worked on that music together. And it was exciting times. The footage was amazing. The videos are going to be amazing because I'll be directing and choreographing them. So that's also my debut, not like as in directing videos. I have done some with a couple of companies. I've done for Alana, I've done for Holy 10. So it was good times on those projects. But now I'm coming out like, guys, directed and choreographed by John Cole.
And so if I look at, the fact that you've been managing a couple of artists, were you managing a couple of artists out of the fact that you saw their potential, or were you looking at another income line for yourself? And how far are you going to broaden your profession?
Usually when you meet people have different vibes, So it's two sides. Usually see the potential in someone, and obviously it's a income stream that makes sense for me.
Yeah.
So even most of these things I learned them over COVID. We went home. There was nothing to do.
Yeah, that must have been a tough period for you guys.
Not really. I was making money.
Really?
I was making money.
Were you making money online or
online?
where?
Like it was ridiculous.
Okay.
My account was flashing out.
That's amazing.
World Remit, they knew who I was.
So
sorry, my bad.
But in all honesty, that was a tough period for a lot of people.
It was.
So you saw through the turmoil, the chaos, and you then found your niche.
I did.
And then that, pushed you through the period?
It pushed me through the period, and I learned stuff also in terms of social media, ads, all these things, which also helped me to, become the first verified dance choreographer in this country across the board. and that also helped me because I had to learn how. I wanted to verify myself for 1.5 years. It was crazy, but then when I learned the system, I was like, "Come on now."
Okay.
And then I charged other people to get verified.
Okay.
Knox, Sharon Mananza,
This is verification on social media platforms.
Social media,
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't easy those days.
So tell me, what is the advantage of that?
The blue tick?
Yeah.
It just means you're international. You're the guy. You got the riz. You're who you say you are.
You got the riz.
Got the riz. Because okay, think about it this way, right? So people don't know on social media, if you're using a phone, there's in the corner of your Facebook, there is a setting, a filter that says verified by country. So for instance, say Beyonce was looking for a choreographer in Zimbabwe.
Right.
She wouldn't go looking for any random person.
She'll look for those who are verified.
Within that space.
Got
So
it.
if they go instantly, John Cole, cool, that's the person we're looking for. Then they look across your other platforms, see, okay, this person knows what they're doing. That's how even like most companies and whatnot, they pick internationally. You have to be verified. As an artist, as a creator, it doesn't matter who you are. Because when people come onto your platform, they want to see some sort of like semblance to say, okay, this person knows what they're doing. And again, it helps you from getting parody accounts and all these other things. That's why they actually advise companies to verify their accounts. Because, you can be John Siruaka and the next thing someone says something that's bad.
Yeah.
And then for you then to come back, they just assume that it was John Siriaka, but it was a different entity. And people open parody accounts. So it also protects that. And also it gives you an extra layer just in case you get hacked. So,
I love the fact that people always assume that performers are not knowledgeable as business people. But, if you're all watching this, clearly he knows his stuff.
No, you got to know your stuff.
Because you're protecting your brand.
Yeah, the brand.
So brand John Cole, I've seen so many different items. You're going into a clothing line.
Yes,
and where can people get your merchandise?
We're having a fashion show in March. I think it's March. Yeah, 31st of March.
Okay.
I think, yeah. I'll be back. So we're having a fashion show, and from there we're going to have a shop in town.
Okay.
Mainly it will be online, because I feel people, and I want to have like a personal touch with the people. If you buy a T-shirt, I'm going to bring you the T-shirt, take a picture, get you to wear
Until
it.
you start, people start ordering thousands.
Yeah, thousands and thousands.
And then you got to have
you're
personal touch.
going to have like a John Cole bag, a John Cole boxer, John Cole lingerie. So what you wearing, John Cole?
But that's the dream, right?
That's the dream. That's the dream. I want to leave it for my kids.
Yes.
That's the whole point. It's for the babies.
And so, John, for someone who's watching this right now, a young person who's looked at you, probably admired you over the years, what's that word of advice that you have for them in terms of not only accomplishing their dreams, but just really, really working hard? Because you're a hard worker. I don't think people really understand how the fact that you don't really sleep.
I don't.
Yeah.
My manager's always thinking I'm crazy, but she loves it though. But yeah.
But what's that message? Like on an honest tip to the kids who are watching right now?
From someone who was a vendor to become an internationally recognized and nationally recognized choreographer, your dreams are valid. You just have to make sure that they are valid within you. Anything else that is going to stop you from doing it, that's just an obstacle that you need to either dance through, drive through, entrepreneur through, think through, IT through. Whatever you do in life, just know that you're the one who's accountable to you. That's all you have to do. And also, never give up, because if you give up, you don't want to be a has-been, was-be, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Because without that, you're just another human being that, and most people have destinies. They just cut them short. Do you know what I mean? If we didn't have the gates of this world, we wouldn't have all these things together. And imagine if we didn't do anything, we'd be talking about someone else. So your dreams are valid. Always make sure. I know people said I couldn't dance, and 14 years later, I proved them wrong, that I'm the greatest, I'm the GOAT. But this is what the public says. It's not me.
This is what we're
My
saying.
fans say that John Cole's the GOAT.
This is what I'm saying.
This is what they say. You know what I mean? I remember some guy said something, and then someone came and says, touch your heart, and then repeat after me, John Cole is the king of dance. John Cole is the GOAT. I saw that quote, I was like, wow. But
it's a humbling moment when you get someone who says that, right?
It is. Everywhere I go, even the impact that I've had over the years, I go to any place. Like even if I'm working in Kagovi, going to buy my spare parts for the car. Dada Jones, so they say, we are good. So even when you go to schools and everything, to be honest with you, dancing for me was just like, I'm dancing. So when I decided to do it differently, I then found out that, from here to Churumanzu, Zumba, Marabafungwe, people know who John Cole is.
So as we wrap up this episode, John, I want to challenge you. Okay, not to dance.
It's about to go down.
But I want to challenge you. What if we got the whole nation to dance for just 30 seconds?
And that's what we're going to do.
Because what if
What
we got everyone in Zim to dance for just 30 seconds, choreographed by John Cole, because we want to feel good. And because dance makes you feel good, right?
Dance makes you feel good.
So can we pull it off?
We can pull it off. People love to dance with John Cole. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I've been flown out to just do a small dance with a guest at a wedding in South Africa, in different countries. Why not do it then?
It is what it is.
UK, everything. Let's do it.
This is the EN show.
14 million people.
14 million people. John, we're going to do this, right?
We're going to do this. Born ready.
It is what it is on the EN show.
It is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am with the most goat. You said goat?
Multi-award-winning dance choreographer.
What he said on the EN show. It's been a pleasure to have you, John.
Thank you very much.
We're going to go jump into EN Extra. So if anyone wants to know more about John Cole, just jump onto our YouTube platforms. But, it's been an honor to have you.
Thank you very
Long
much for having
overdue.
me. Long
I
overdue.
totally enjoyed this one.
It took us a while to get here, but we're here.
But we're
nonetheless.
here.
Yeah.
And so we're going to make it happen. 14 million people
14 million
in
Zimbabwe.
Zim
Not
for
even
30
that.
seconds are going to dance.
Including the diaspora.
Including the diaspora.
Let's get them in too. They're Zimbabweans
way.
nonetheless. Get them dancing.
You've heard it first on EN. Sending love and light your way with John Cole.
Peace.
Welcome to the EN show, extra hot with John Cole. So, John, first of all, I've got a gripe with you.
Okay.
That's where I'm starting off with this one, okay?
All right.
You
okay.
had 2 outfits you put on social media. You made me vote, okay?
All right.
You made me vote. And then you went and chose the one in Snug vote.
But
yeah.
you know what? You know what happened though?
You made me vote. I mean, I'm just saying.
Like that one there, I apologize. Everyone complains about that.
Why
Like,
do you
why
make
do
us
people-
vote if
But
you're not
do
going
you
to
know what
wear
it
the
is?
one that I want?
Social media currency, that's what it is. Put your money, bet.
But
Yeah.
clearly, so the reason why I'm bringing it up, because your social media platform is really, really active, and you engage personally. I see your tonality coming through in the comments that when you're responding to people, and there's some bullies, because social media is not always great, right?
Yeah, it's not.
And the way you deal with negativity, I love it, because you're not coming from a point of why are you doing this or bullying back, but you're saying, and you do it in a street lingo where people are like,
Yeah, because because usually when you deal with people, right, they come in. You just have to understand them, psychologically. Okay,
Yeah.
this person wants to get this. Okay, and then you get there, and you're like, it's like imagine if a bull is coming at your way, right? Bulls, they come with if they see red, it's on.
Yeah.
Right. But imagine if you just put a white flag.
peace.
Like, okay, that's
Caution.
not rebellion. It's not, So usually when you're dealing with people, you have to deal with them how they come and approach you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't respond. Sometimes just ignore and go about your life, because once you respond, it becomes a thing. Do you know what I mean? I had an incident where, what's his name? He put out a song, and he put my name in his song, and then everyone is like, "Oh, are you going to respond?" And say what? You know what I mean? Because once you respond, right, he has done what he's done, right?
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's natural. It's a musician. And then you come out, and then everyone wants you to respond. Because the day the song was released, I had like thousands of emails, thousands of WhatsApps, thousands of DMs, and like, "Hey, Zaitika." I'm like, I don't need to respond. Because once I get to respond, it becomes a thing. And we don't want to make it a thing.
So here's my question. Is there ever a point where you realize, because now how many followers do you have on you've like over 30-something thousand people.
45.5.
So you've got 45 people who have pressed the follow or like button on your page. That's kind of heady from a power point of view.
Yes.
So my question is, have you ever kind of said, you know what, I need to be humble? And what does humility look like for you? Because you have the power to influence man.
Yeah, that is true.
And is there a sense of responsibility that you have?
There is. There is a sense of responsibility. Why I say so? Because I've got kids too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So whatever I put out on the internet, even if you go on my page and took and you know, what I want to do for the future and for the future generations is to understand that, you know what, Mr. Cole, this is who he was. I'm not a fake person. Anyone who meets me and knows me, John Cole is never fake. This is who I am. What I say to you, if I say certain things to you in a serious mode, that's me. If I'm having fun, that's me. So when you're posting something on the internet, remember that what would my son think about this in any respect? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I'm posting something, I want to post something about positivity. I've met so many people who have said, oh, you know, my son loves dancing because of you. My niece, she's in the UK. She doesn't care. She can watch. I have nieces and nephews. They'll see Chris Brown. They're like, that's Uncle John. They don't care. It's like,
Yeah.
He's cool. But, you know, so when you get to those spaces and places and when you just not only inspire adults, you inspire people who are growing up. Even the dancers that are there today, they're like, oh, John Cole, I'm dancing today because we seen them as a viable thing to do. Because long ago, dancers was like, oh, okay, you're dancing, so what? Right? But when I commercialized it and made it what it is today, everyone is like, we can make money off this. We can do this. We can do that. You know. And every time I'm tagged in posts and I comment, someone will just lose their mind. Oh my God, John Cole commented
exactly.
on my post. And
Yeah.
they'll come into the DM and they're like, oh, thank you very much. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Anytime is tea time. Because if we had role models, obviously thanks to my mentor, Edric Kozongeri, he taught me the business and everything. I had a conversation with him the last time, a couple of years ago, and he's like, I thought you were just going to do what we did, but then you surpassed everyone
Yeah.
who was in the dance industry, and you came out and you said, I don't want, because we were just backup dancers.
Yeah.
And I said, I want the spotlight. I love the spotlight. That's what I was built for. That was my destiny. So imagine John Cole being a backup dancer. I wouldn't be sitting here today.
But I could have told you that. I mean, I'm just saying.
Mama!
I'm saying this because I saw you when you were not necessarily, you had already established your name. But I could see that you were hungry.
Oh,
I could see that you were not satisfied with just being a backup dancer.
Yeah.
And so where you are today, I'm not surprised because you've been that hungry.
Yeah,
and I think
I wake up every day hungry. I'm just like, what's next?
then I saw you going on tour in the UK.
Yeah.
And then I actually said to someone, vanhu vari kumubhadhara kuti aende ku-UK kunotambira ku-UK. Hakuna vanhu here vanotambira ku-UK.
You know what?
But I was like, it's your brand.
It was the most amazing experience. And I'll say this in the extra. It took me 14 years to get to the UK.
Wow.
14. So imagine the consistency you have to have. Because everyone I tried, and everyone was like, oh, dance doesn't work. And then, Zach Smanata Jr., the son to Zach's, the late Zach Smanata Sr., it's like, you know what? Because we're friends. It's like, you know what? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Got to the UK. And you know what's the funny thing is? When I got to the UK, it was like, oh, John, I'm like, okay, y'all know me here.
Yeah.
Everywhere I went, I even got jobs when I was in the UK, MCing, doing all these things in the UK, dancing with people. I went to this event, and this lady just got me business. Just says, no, I know you, my son. She introduced me to people. So sometimes it's just nice to know that people, whether they know you or not, they just want you to succeed. And that's the Zimbabwean thing, Ubuntunism, you know what I mean?
This is what I love about Zimbabwe. But as we wrap up Ian Extra, I just want to say to your wife, my call, my tay.
Where you going, John? Where you going?
We're going to UK.
UK. No.
But yeah.
Yeah, she's an amazing woman. Yesterday, we're just having a conversation and just like, different things. And when I did the ladies' breakfast with Sylvia, last year, it was such an amazing moment, right? Because I spoke about creatives and their wives, the spouses.
Wow.
And I swear to you, when I was talking about it, because I just actually got into it, I didn't know the impact. Everyone was laughing because I said, imagine Ja Praser's wife. He's sleeping. It's 3 a.m. He goes, oh, dinambata, dinesonga ndafunga. And then he goes out. Then you married to Baba Harare. He wakes up. He starts coiling.
Because that's where the creativity.
It's it's different things. And, and you have to be crazy as a human being to date or to be married to a great.
To someone like that.
Imagine being married to Michael Jackson. He wakes up. I feel like, I need to do a thriller.
I know.
Right? And then he's
I
like,
know.
and if I was watching a bit of the snippets of the 40th thing that they put out for him last year, everyone was like, Michael Jackson was meticulous.
No, he was
meticulous.
Yeah, he was.
And when he dissected. I remember one of his songs had to go back 120. They had to send it back 125 times
until he was happy.
Until he was satisfied. And this thing was a small thing, eh? And he was like, but you know what? It's a hit song. So
and that's what makes him
the legend
that he was,
the king of pop. And everyone went through there. Myself, Chris Brown, Usher, Beyonce, anyone. You know what I mean?
I love how you put yourself. It's out na maini mapare. EN. John Cole, it's been an honor to have you on the EN Extra. Thank you so much for coming by, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Yeah,
take me to the UK with you. When you go
I will
next
take
time.
you. Like, don't worry, I got you.
I got you.
But like, so now the set's done.
Thank you for watching EN Extra with John Cole, and we are sending love and light your way.